Welcome to traveling in the age of coronavirus. Completely and utterly empty airport. First full day in Seattle. We got in late last night. Kind of just went out and got some food and then crashed at the hotel after dinner. And we're gonna take a walk now, I think, down towards Pike Place Market. I don't think it's open at the moment for COVID reasons, but I'll catch back in when we get there. Brief detour here. Just walked down to the bottom of this big hill that our hotel's kind of like on the top of it, and it leads down to the water, which I believe is Puget Sound. So I'm not sure if you can see this behind me, but I'm pretty sure this is all Puget Sound back here. So this is all right on the edge of the city. The city edge goes right down to the water, and you can kind of, I'm not sure if you can make it out or not, but the skyline behind me is leading back towards basically downtown. You get over this bridge where there's some shots of the Cascade Range, and it's just awesome that you can actually see that from the city. So this is the skyline behind me here. So, like I said, so far, like, first impressions of Seattle continues to impress. It's a beautiful city with a really, I mean, you know, the fact that you can just walk right down from the city center, literally, to Puget Sound with mountains in the background with snow-capped peaks in June is pretty awesome. This local coffee place that we just found underneath Pike Place. Pike Place Market is actually a little bit busier than I thought it would be. There's actually places that are open. I'm actually surprised that like anything is open right now. I mean, produce stands are open. What's it open for? Like, when did Pike Place like reopen, or did it ever close?
It closed down pretty much.
Did it?
Basically only South Campus was open.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, wow.
Yeah, we're officially in phase 2, so we got restaurants. So.
Nice,
We've
nice.
been open for about a month.
Yeah.
Technically, none of the fruit stands ever had to close because of grocers.
Yeah.
But now everything that's not essential can be here, just at 15% capacity.
Right.
If you come on the weekends, actually, the downstairs is open.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. What's down there? Just like more.
Like gift shops, kind of stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Comic shop is still closed, but
Nice.
yeah, like gift shops, different stuff like that, bookstores.
Nice. Cool. Word. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. So I guess that's what that they were saying. I think things are in like phase 2 of opening now, and so like food stands, bars are allowed to open, obviously with precautions. Just got to the Capitol Hill neighborhood, formerly known, I should say, as the Capitol Hill neighborhood. It's become like an autonomous zone as part of the riots. So what you're seeing behind me, all this graffiti is essentially new in the last couple weeks. This is like the heart of it. There's a couple block region where this is essentially like there's like no cops in this area anymore. The other parts of this world that get a negative connotation from the media, places that are quote-unquote dangerous or off limits or whatever. And you go to these places and you often realize that they're not so scary and they're not what the media portrays them to be. And I think that's happening in this country too, where this is generally like a peaceful place. I think this is for the greater good. We're already like in the quote-unquote autonomous area of the city now, but like this is kind of, I think, this is like where it really first started.
Good? Okay, let's go ahead and say and spell your name. Say it again, Angel. Okay. All right, keep that. All right, bye.
Because I was there, I tried to barricade the body. They kept on shooting at me.
So we'll keep walking up here. We'll see how far this goes. But it's pretty impressive, to be honest, to see this.
For the people!
right now.
Just left that autonomous region, or autonomous area. It's not really a region. Heading down now towards Taylor Shellfish Farms. It's not really a farm, but the Taylor family, from what I understand, they've been growing oysters up north, somewhere up in like the Puget Sound area for the last over 100 years, I think. I think they started in like 1890, and so they have a couple locations around Seattle, so that's where we're gonna go now. They also serve, at least at this particular location, whole Dungeness crab, which I've seen on a couple menus, to be honest, since being in Seattle, so I think it's fairly common or local around, so we're gonna probably get some of that. You know, being in Seattle, it's kind of like, you kind of have to eat seafood when you get here, and I love oysters and I love seafood, so I'm trying to get as much of that as I can while I'm in the city. But from what I've read, this is one of the better places to get at oysters at the least. Alright guys, so just finished eating here. Sorry I didn't, like, this table is just like way too small and I didn't actually record everything we ate. But basically what you're seeing here are like the remains of the Dungeness crab that we got, which is like absolutely phenomenal. And we also had some gooey duck clams. There was like gooey duck sashimi, so it was like raw gooey duck, which was also great. And then just like a couple varieties of oysters that, like I was saying, they do pretty well here, but they have like, it kind of rotates depending on like what they have. And we had, I think they had like 4 or 5 varieties today, so we got like a dozen of kind of just like a little bit of everything to try it all. But just take my word for it that it was absolutely awesome. This is some of the freshest seafood I've ever had, so if you find yourself in Seattle, I would definitely highly recommend Taylor Shellfish Farms. There's a couple locations. This is the one in Melrose, on Melrose / in Capitol Hill. This is more of a they don't have like their full, there's another location with a full menu of like sandwiches and some other things you can get, but this is kind of like a more just like bar selection of oysters or whatever. But highly recommend this place. The food is absolutely phenomenal. It's definitely some of the freshest seafood you're probably gonna get in Seattle. We just got back from dinner. We're going to be taking it probably pretty easy tonight. We've been exploring the city all day, but first impression so far of Seattle, absolutely awesome. People have been super friendly. It's been a great city so far. The food's been absolutely spectacular, and the views of the water and the mountains have been great. I got some pictures of Mount Rainier. Probably take it easy tonight. We're exhausted, and we'll get at it in the morning. More to come. Juan Islands. Heading out of Seattle, it's up straight up I-5, and we are going to get to Anacortes and take a ferry from there up to Orcas Island and probably camp there for the night. I think it's like a 30-minute ferry ride. It should be pretty beautiful. We just got to Anacortes, which is, it's a little peninsula on the northern coast, northwest coast of Seattle. We're pretty close to Canada right now. And check this out. This is where we just pulled over to take a couple quick pictures, but this is the Washington state that I came to see. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're probably like 4 or 5 miles out from the ferry terminal now. So hopefully more of this to come. So behind me you see this massively long line of cars. That is currently the wait to get onto the ferry to go to the San Juans. We're up here on a Saturday afternoon, and even with COVID times, it's still pretty busy. So we're just kind of waiting right now to get onto the ferry. Island, and take a look at what you can see behind me. So the islands that are way in the background is kind of where we're heading right now. Stopped at this place called Buck Bay Oysters. Come check this out. You can grab your own oysters that they grow here, and you grab however many you want, and then you just leave them here and they shuck them for you. Usually they grow them right outside. So we're gonna grab a dozen of these and have lunch here. Alright, just got here for the night. Just got our camp set up. We're right on the water. There's a beach just down the way that we're gonna, it's like a rocky beach that we're gonna probably start a fire and cook dinner on. But I'll bring the camera down there. We can kind of get like a panoramic of kind of where we're staying right now. But this is the basic setup. So there's a nice private spot on Orcas Island is where we are. So this is where we'll be for the night.